Welcome to Thrifty Garage. In today's video, we're back on the sunjoe pressure washer. So in a previous video, I put together this pressure washer, Quick-Connect kits, new gun, all sorts of gadgets to upgrade this. Been watching the pressure washing craze for the last several years now, and finally justified it enough to buy my own. Initial thoughts, initial use, I'm disappointed. So before we get started, let's put this into context. I own a landscaping business, and I am used to taking my really dirty truck, really dirty mower, really dirty rental equipment to local car washes. I've learned which car washes are the cheapest. I've learned which car washes have the most powerful sprayers, and what ones have heated water. So when I bought this with the intent to save money. Probably spent $200–300 this year on car washes between personal vehicles and work, and my setup here, I'm about $200–300 all in. So in 1 year, this will pay for itself. That was the idea. Where this idea maybe fell flat on its face was there's not enough juice coming out of this. It has really good pressure. Honestly, good pressure. I think the problem is the flow. There's not enough gallons per minute coming out of this to substantially remove the dirt and grime that I need it to. The pressure's pretty good. On the 40-degree nozzle, it's not something you want to stick your hand in front of for a very long time. It probably wouldn't cut through your skin. I've definitely dealt with those type of pressure washers. But let's get into the specifics. I've kind of got a use video today and talk specifically about what things worked well and what things didn't work well. So if you haven't checked out my other video, I show in full detail how I put all this together, so definitely check that out for that information. Here's the one I built. We're still dripping some water. I love this Quick-Connect that it comes on with the sunjoe. Sunjoe has this one where you push in the nozzle, and it's already spring-loaded, so you press in the nozzle, and it pops into place. Take it off, you just pull down, and it goes flying. So that's cool. I installed this Quick-Connect here. It's a little bit frustrating because one of these is a normal Quick-Connect where you have to pull it out, and the other one's this easy use one. So I've got to pull back to put this one in, whereas I just push it on this end. As far as these sealing, worked great. Not sure if you can see it here, but I was worried about this when I was putting this together. These threads are not the right ones. So that was problematic, and that did leak, and I got soaking wet because of that. So that's an issue to be dealt with on another day. This gun, really happy with the gun. I don't like that it's, I think it's British thread. That's the biggest gripe, but it felt really good. I did not test out the wand that came with the sunjoe, so maybe I'll have to do it on another video, see how it compares to this one, but I think this one's probably better quality. On the unit here, we've got a high and a low setting, and we've got our minimum and maximum soap adder. I did not use the soap container here on the bottom, didn't even try. The minimum max, or the high and low pressure, that does seem to work. It's not a huge difference. One of the biggest differences is the sound volume. It's quite a bit louder on high. I've heard several reviews out there. These are super quiet. They might be quieter than a gas machine, but it's definitely not what I would consider quiet. Everyone in the neighborhood knew I was using this, at least within a few houses down the road. These hoses, I added another 25-foot hose for a total of 50 feet. 50 feet is the bare minimum I'd go with a work truck. I've got a plow truck, and 50 feet was what I needed to get around both sides. Worked out well, but I probably couldn't go much shorter than it. This hose is not the greatest, but it's what I've got to work with, and it was pretty inexpensive. This nozzle was awesome. This is the oscillating nozzle. It's got the tip in here, kind of revolves around. and I'll have to show some clips of that. This did a really good job cleaning, and the biggest reason people use these, when you use the fan nozzle to clean off concrete, you can see where you've been, and it bites harder in some areas than other areas, and it's really noticeable. With this one, it's constantly swirling super quick, so as you're moving back and forth, you can't even tell where the nozzle has stopped. I believe this is a 0 degree nozzle, and it's just oscillating. Worked out really well. This one came with the sunjoe. Probably one of my biggest mistakes was when I bought this foam cannon on Amazon, I opted to get this cannon with 5 new nozzles. Totally unnecessary. These nozzles that come with the sunjoe work perfect, no issues there. So I should have just ordered the foam cannon. I've never used a foam cannon before, but I wouldn't say I'm entirely impressed with this one. Not sure if that's the foam cannon's fault or the sunjoe's fault or a combination of both, but I wasn't entirely happy with my experience on the foam cannon. Quality of the build on the sunjoe. Probably my worst connection and component is this one right here. I hooked it up to a hose, no leaks, no problems, but this connector feels really cheap and chintzy. Like, I cannot express how, like, I am legit worried this is gonna break after the 3rd use. So, quality there, not entirely happy with. The wheels on this, I actually really like. They're kind of rubbery and they work really well. The handle works well, the rollout. It does have this foam on the handle, which is probably, if my daughter doesn't pick it off before I get a chance to wear it in, it's probably gonna break off and fall off on its own. Quick connects. The quick connects I used worked great. Really happy with them. These are the ones I upgraded to and added. Worked really well, and it did help to unkink the hose. It wasn't perfect at doing that, but it did help some. Power cord. It comes with a very lengthy power cord. Pretty happy with the length on that, and it's got this breaker switch here. I use this on high most of the time. I use it on low just to test it and give her feedback and review. Never tripped the breaker once. Really happy with that. One thing that was difficult with this is plugging this in our outdoor outlet. It's outdoor rated outlet, so it's got the little protective cover on it to keep it weather tight, weatherproof. This thing's too big to really fit in there. I plugged it in on the top outlet and it kind of hung out of the wall on a wonky angle. So there's that. This wand holder actually works pretty well. This is not the gun setup it comes with, so that fits pretty well. That being said, I did not try all the nozzles. I did not use the soap nozzle. I did use the 40 degree nozzle and the 15 degree, I believe it is. Yeah, 15. Both worked really well. Their nozzles are kind of a weird shape. They're kind of fancy and cool looking. This makes it kind of hard to pull out of the holder they've got here if you got the traditional kind. So if you got the traditional nozzles, they kind of have this lip on them. I think these would be easier to pull out, honestly. I had a hard time getting my hand on these to pull them out. Again, not the end of the world, but just my feedback. Why am I so disappointed in this unit? Like I said, I expect this to take off a heavy amount of dirt and grime, and it could not do that. It really struggled. I put on the degreaser on my truck, couldn't wash it off. It really just seemed like it was lacking the extra oomph that I get when I go to the local car wash. So I don't think I'm gonna have a good solution for that. A lot of the guys that are using these wash their cars multiple times a week or at least once a week, and so their cars are never really getting dirty, and so they're kind of just washing off the top stuff, and anything that's in the paint or on the truck or the car in most situations, it's not really embedded deep. Whereas it's been a year on my truck, and this dirt's just embedded in the paint and it's just stuck on there. Some of the dirt and the mud we have around here really likes to stick. If you haven't seen my mower washing video, I had to coat the whole thing in degreaser even to get it to wash off. I couldn't scrub it off. There was nothing that was going to do anything to it. So, I think it's partially the fact that I don't wash frequently that this is a problem, but that's for you to determine. So I'll go ahead and show some footage as well, washing the truck. Today I cleaned the salter off and pulled it off the truck, took the plow off. We just finished up a big snow removal event. So I always try and keep my stuff clean, degrease my wire fittings and all that, and the power washer is a big part of that process. It was really nice to have this here at home. Spent a lot of time on it, several hours, washed the truck and the mower, and it cleaned off the entire driveway. Another reason I got the power washer is again, the money savings. And the problem is when I've got a work vehicle there, sometimes I can't take the time to really do a full wash like I'd like to, because it would cost 20, 30, 40 bucks to just sit there at the car wash for hours and just scrub everything out. It is nice to have this. Like my truck bed had dirt and grime just compacted into it super bad. I had to just keep going over and over and over. Those things are hard to do at the car wash. You've got other cars coming in, trying to push you out of there, and it's also just bringing up the quarters. So being able to do it at home, it is nice for those things. So maybe my balance will be when the truck's really dirty and I want to just do a quick outside wash, I can take it to the car wash, and when I want to take my time and really go through and massage things, I can use this pressure washer. Who knows? We'll see. Like I said, not exactly what I was hoping it to be, but for most users, this is probably going to be sufficient, and this is what most people are going to be getting. This is definitely not something I would recommend for power washing off, driveways for a business. I wouldn't recommend power washing, siding for a business. It'd be great for a homeowner, DIYer. Even what I wouldn't say I use this on a daily basis. This is for a business purpose, so it's when I need it, I'm using it, and I think this is still underrated for that purpose. For just a general homeowner, a car wash every now and again, power washing off your patio or driveway, or doing your siding, this is a really good, weekend warrior type of a pressure washer. So, hope you enjoyed that Thrifty Garage video, that honest review on this sunjoe pressure washer. I know all the videos say it. I paid for this out of my own money and all the components for it, and this is just my honest review. All the videos on my channel are honest reviews, and I try to use things. I do unboxing videos and just express how things are being used. So hope that was helpful, informative. If you liked it, thumbs up, comment down below if you have any questions or comments, and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching Thrifty Garage. Roll the intro.